Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we have another locals for you guys. Today we're going to be just looking at round one, as I have promised, and I have fulfilled on that promise to cut my locals videos up into each round, just so it's easier to digest for you guys. So in here we've got round one of our locals, where you've got me on the left piloting Dragon Link for this week, or Dragon Links, I think is how you call it. And on the right you have Quinn playing Twilight, or Darkknightmon. I don't know what to call each of them, so I just gave them names. Well, mine I can call whatever I want. I don't know what Quinn refers to it as, so I'm just gonna assume he refers to it as Darkknightmon. But if he doesn't, he doesn't. It's if I'm sure he doesn't mind me calling it Twilight. I'm not gonna lie. So here we got pretty tame starts. Well, mine's a pretty standard Dragon Link starts. I played down a level 4 searcher. I searched some Hinas and dragons out. Quinn, although on the other hand, had a pretty poor start. Had to go for a pride memory boost, and I guess the tamer's not such a big deal. Me swinging into security there, hitting an Izzy probably does help a little bit, because now his memory, he does now have his memory set up, but yeah. Here he's passing it back to me by just dropping, I think that's the Cavalier mode if I'm not mistaken. Here I'm just going to Evo up, tap the Hina to proc the on Digivolve effect, because for those of you that don't know how Dragon Links works, all the Digimon in this strategy have on-play effects, but Hina says if you Evo into one of the specific dragons, one of the specific dragon traits, you can tap Hina to activate one of their on-play effects as if it were on Digivolve, basically. So in the case of Lavagarita-mon, it's delete a Digimon that's, I think it's like 5k DP or less, and then play a Hina from your hand. I couldn't get the second effect off, unfortunately, otherwise there would have been mad bonuses, but it is what it is. For my build of Dragon Links, I'm also playing a Galemon bottom end. So the nice thing about Dragon Links is the bottom end can be whatever you want, because the playmakers are towards the top end of the deck, the level 4s, 5s, 6s. So the level 3 slots are really flexible. Some people play the jamming Vmon just for that aggression, with the drawing Demi Vmon. I instead play the Galemon, the purple-red Galemon, that evos onto a Gigimon for 0, or for any red for 1. As well as the Galemon X Antibody. The Gigimon I play is the one that draws when attacking if this Digimon's Gale, Growl, or Gallant. This way I can just get like swing and not really care if it dies, it's not a big deal, and also get some draw out of it. Sometimes though, I also have this rookie currently on board, which is the Sunazarimon from the EX03 set where Dragon Links came out in. Its effect is literally search the top of the deck and add any dragon, any card with dragon in its traits among them. Well, it's dragon, saw, ceratopsian, and like a whole bunch of other traits. It did get errated from just plain old dragon. But it is in this deck just to search all of it, because the Volcanic Dramon line is rock dragons and the Metallic Dramon line is machine dragons. So they all fit the categories. So the objective of this deck is really just search with your level 4s, try and Evo into your big guys, because the level 6s have insane when attacking effects, and on the way hopefully get some Hinas to also proc some on Evo effects, like you see me proccing here. First I did the level 5's on-play effect, tapping the first Hina to de-digivolve one and play another Hina. Then I Evo'd again, tapping another Hina to activate the Metallic Dramon's on Evo effect, de-digivolve and delete something. The Metallic Dramon also has Reboot and Blocker, which is absolutely fantastic for defensive capabilities. So as you can see, I'm pretty cleanly getting through Quinn's board here and cleaning him out for game 1. It was kind of rough. Like, Quinn really wasn't finding his pieces fast enough, and it was very weird. Like, he just couldn't find what he needed to get like his engine rolling. So we kind of just easy steamrolled that. But I feel like had he found the pieces, it might have been a bit more of like a tug of war of who was gonna get the win there. Because this deck just doesn't die. Why doesn't it die? This is literally Digimon's version of Yu-Gi-Oh's Burning Abyss, in which the joke is why the BA no die. This is literally just the Digimon version of that archetype. Yu-Gi-Oh players, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, it's fine. It's just the point is they just don't die because the Darkknightmons keep replacing themselves, especially when they go into, if it's the right level 5, the old Dark Knight level 5, on deletion it just spits out its pieces again, and then you just need to find a new Dark Knight. If it's the Dark Knight X Antibody, which is his new level 6 that he plays, it even revives the level 5 and attaches things under the level 5 for free. It's frankly absurd, but you know what? It's Digimon. A lot of decks feel absurd, and then you realize that they're kind of fair against each other. But it is what it is. Here he's having a little bit of a better start. He's getting some Moneymons to search, as well as he got that early Izzy to kind of stack the top of his deck how he saw fit. Here I'm having a pretty mediocre start. I had to Evo into a Galemon X and just hard play a Gale. They're getting in some work now with some quick like free swings, but oof, and I have to play waste a Fireball. Oof, painful. There, Quinton knows I hadn't passed memory just yet, so I did still have something left to do. So I just play the Searcher Jazzamon, and I get a Vorvamon. So I get one of the level 4s off the other level 4. In the Dragon Links deck, both level 4s have the same effect, which is just search the top 4 of the deck at a Hina and a Rock, Sky, or Machine Dragon, if I'm not mistaken. Might need to be correct on that Sky Dragon part, but I know Rock and Machine Dragon for certain because they search basically each of their lines. But really, when you don't hit anything, it kind of like slows you a bit in your tracks, because the issue with this deck is when you Evo without a Hina on board, it kind of feels, oof, that's nice. It feels kind of pointless because the Hinas don't proc. I mean, the cards don't do anything. They're in essence vanillas. Because if the Hinas are on the board, they can't use their on plays as on Digivolves, and you're not going to hard play a level 5. I mean, you do every now and then, because it is Dragon Links. You even hard play the level 6s for 12 every now and then. But most of the time, you do want to cheat the on-play effects with on-evo effects, because also it makes it easier to then navigate up from level 3 all the way to level 6. I have reset an entire board and wiped my opponent's board just because I had 4 Hinas on board and they gave me like 4 memory plus my Hinas giving me a memory each. Like, it was great. So like, this deck is great, it's just, it is very high roll. If you can find the Hinas, you are taking off. If you don't find the Hinas, it can be an uphill battle. As you can see here, where I'm like struggling. I have found a Hina now, but the issue with the Hinas in this late a stage of the game, it's basically like my whole turn. Like, I can drop the Hina here, that puts me on 0. I can Evo for 3 into a level 5, proc the Hina to proc the on-play effect, but then that's all I'm doing for the turn. It feels really bad. Like, yes, I can play level 5s in the late game, but something like this is ironically sometimes better. Because the level 6s do have their effects are on play, it does actually help. So in this case, I've just played the Metallic Dramon Alt Art, I de-digivolve delete his knight. As you can see, he just replayed some cards. But the nice thing is that also sets up a blocker, because Metallic Dramon, as long as there is a Tamer in play, it is a blocker. This deck is going to be very hard to play when Black War Grey X is a thing, but we shall see. Like I said, I'm going to be playing my decks on rotation, or at least attempting to, unless something happens where it requires me, like, oh, I played my best deck last week, but I do need to play it this week to win, for example. I'm going to try not to play my same decks back to back. Not only so you guys can like see variation in my decks, but also like how I've upgraded them like on rotation. Like if you really enjoy, for instance, my Gabubond control deck from last year, it'll be fun then on the next rotation when it comes around to see what I've changed. But yeah, I do still need to do more deck profiles on the channel because those are quite popular, as in every card game, deck profiles are popular. So I do plan on doing some more. I did want to initially do a huge video, which I still might. I just need to find time to record that thing. I was kind of wanting to do a recording of like all the decks I'm playing this year, like everything you'll see in rotation, including like spoilers to decks I might play in future or upgrades I might make with like future sets. For example, BT13. Oh, so many upgrades to so many decks. It's insane. Here the Crimson Ablaze does come in very clutch. So this deck only plays 2 option cards, but both at 4. Crimson Blaze and was it Laser Beam or something like that. It's the 3rd option card from the top of my trash. You'll see over there. The Crimson Ablaze is just great for this current form. Was great for the previous format because Bloom Lord is a thing. And they can't swarm the board if you stop them from being able to play cards by effect. And then Laser Beam is just great because it's a de-digivolve delete. So if you target a level 4, it's an instant kill. Level 5s gets kind of sketchy because it depends on what the level 4 is. If it's a vanilla level 4, it has more DP. Or whereas if it's a more modern level 4, it has less DP and a better effect. So you definitely get to kill it. So it just depends, but I have found like the best like tech options for Dragon Links, so I do enjoy using them quite a bit, and having that consistency of hitting the exact same option card is just great. They're also fairly cheap, with Crimson Blaze being a 6 and Laser Beam being a 5 cost option card. Like, that's relatively cheap. What's not cheap is playing a second Metallictramon. Yeesh. Well, I mean, I'm on the back foot here. I've got no security left. Kawin's got still 3, and he's got 2 bodies on board. I do need some sense of blocking, so we'll just kill it. There, he did the Pagu search immediately. Like, he didn't even wait. He knew I was going to block that. So, it is what it is. The best he's going to do now is he can swing his Dark Knight, but then the Dark Knight dies. So, probably the best idea is to not do that and rather set up for something else. Whether that's a Dark Knight X antibody, because that thing is annoying because it deletes tamers. So if he deletes my Hina, the Metallictramons just turn off from being blockers. Oh right, it's about time for that. So while I was editing this, I did notice my camera tilted like hectically halfway through the recording, and I think we're getting towards that point. As you can see, the camera has gone a bit skewed. It was just for this game. Sorry guys, tomorrow's video will be a lot better because I fixed it and tightened the bolt to make sure the phone didn't move. But for this one, it kind of got out of hand kind of fast. But still. Yeah, so here Kawin did exactly as I said. He's just gonna set up because there's nothing else. And then he Iron Fisted Onslaught, just wiped the board. Don't know if I can get out of this spot. My hand has to be really cracked to get out of this, because I'd have to play the level 4, evo it into a 5, and then evo it into a 6 to get like mad benefit out of it. The issue is the only 2 options are Metallictramon and the other one, which is Lava Garudamon. If I do the Metallictramon, I can de-digivolve de-digivolve the Dark Knight and delete the Deadly Axe, and then I have the blocker that stalls me at least for another turn. The Volcanitramon might not be the best idea because it does delete, I think it deletes the highest option. Deletes the highest option Digimon, which is not the best because then there's still a thing on board, and the Volcanitramon is not a blocker. Looks like here I don't have the level 4, I've just opted for the level 5, which is fine. It does the same thing. De-digivolve the Death Knight. Oh! I just scooped. Did I not have a metallic in my hand? I could have sworn I did. Oof, if I had a metallic in my hand, that's a big misplay. Because from there, it's as easy as Evo into metallic, de-digivolve the stack that was there until it's one card, and delete one of the two cards. Because the Darkknightmon was already de-digivolved, it won't revive anything. So I would have been golden if I had a metallic in hand. Maybe I didn't, and I'm just misremembering, or I didn't pay attention. Anything's possible with me. So, well, time for that all-important Game 3, as MBT would say. And here we've got... Oof, wow, this camera tilt is getting way out of hand. Good lord. Alright, cool. We're starting off with a Pagu hatch into a Nene search. Pretty nice. Finds his Dark Knight X's, which is great for him. Like, it's basically, he's got his boss monster from start. No setup, unfortunately, from him, but my setup's not too great either, having to Evo into Zarimon in the back row, which means I don't get that draw off the Digitama, so it's just going to be the search when attacking off the Sunazari. It's going to drop a Deadly Axe, search, fetch some cards. I'm going to kind of do the same tit for tat, kind of pick up a Hina, no Digimon, unfortunately. Here he's going to go straight into the Darkknightmon. And just pass the turn. I'm going to promote here. Probably swing at the Sunazari. Go get a search. Oh, there goes the camera. Someone must have bumped the table. I'm still not too certain, like, what happened. I assumed it was the bolt on the day and just tightened it, but it could have been anything. Alright, here going for a search. That's really good. Literally, whatever part of the line I'm missing, I just need to grab here, whether it's the 6 or the 5. There's no point in grabbing another 4 because it's just a moot point right now. Okay, do I swing with the Jazzit or do I just... Oh, I don't even, so I bring down the Hina. Now if I do have the level 5 in hand, I can Evo... Yep, there it is. De-digivolving that Dark Knight, so I don't have to deal with the revive effect, and the Deadly Axe is kind of just sitting there bare bones. Goes into another Dark Knight, but at least I'm making him kind of pile through them. Evo's the back row into a Monimon, finally. Very struggled to find level 3s for some reason in this last game. Looks like he's Digi-crossing into a Dark Knight and deleting my Jazzerichmon. So I'm just going to go here into a fresh board. I do get the Galemon at least, the Galemon X. So I do have a good Digitama now, a good rookie in the back to pull out and draw. But I can't let him get out of hand too fast. If I had a Volcanic Dramon in my hand, this would actually be a great time to just hard drop that. Delete both of the Darkknightmons. It will revive the first one on the left closest to his security. It will revive, but like I kind of feel like that's a good trade-off. But it looks like either I don't have it or I'm just going for a search instead. Swings with the Monimon, hits into a Galemon in security. Then he goes for a swing with the Dark Knight, but he does hit a laser. Oh, it's laser cannon, not laser beam. I'm so stupid. So he hits laser cannon, de-digivolve, delete the one that hasn't attacked yet, but he's going to go into the X-Anti and kind of kill off my Hina. I'm going to swing just to get a free draw off. I don't mind if he blocks, whatever. My objective is complete, which is just to get the draw. That's like 90% of the time with the Galemon Gigimons. Like I said, the level 3 slots and the level 2 slots are really like whatever you want them to be in Dragon Links. You don't have to like follow any specific patterning. So here I'm just going straight up. I do lose the level 5 effect, so it was in essence basically a vanilla climb. And then the level 6 is at least a blocker. I'm not going to block this one just because there's no point. Because I would just lose my Mon. But he does hit into a laser cannon, which is great for that D-Digivolve. I don't know how he placed something down. That might have been a misplay on my part, allowing him. I think he assumed it was delete. Oh, it was deleted. No, that is correct. Because it D-Digivolves and then it deletes. Yeah, no, that's correct. And then he played out, yes. Then he evoed into another Deadly Axe and kills off my Memory Setter. Here I'm just going straight into another Metallic because it's like the best thing I got. It's not a blocker because I don't have a tamer on field, so I guess I'm just going to go for the swings. Jazzrich does give it double breaker, so... Oh, wow, I chose to give up and kill the X-Anti, to which he just plays out the Dark Knights. That was a poor mistake on my part. Yeah, it had to have been a better move than that. Oh well, I guess I just kind of screwed myself over because he's got game on board right now. He's got 2 Digimon and 1 in Raising. I've got 2 Security. Unless there's like a laser cannon in there or a Crimson Blaze, that's pure death. I probably should just play it out because 2 Security is pretty decent chances of hitting. I've got 2 laser cannons in the trash, no Crimson Blazes. Peeking at my hand over there, I think I saw at least 1 option card. I don't know if it was the red or the black one. I think it's another laser. That red option card there is the fireball. Yeah, it's a laser cannon. So I've got 3 laser cannons out of place. So there's 5 other options, but I guess I didn't feel like taking the risk. Kind of just played. Okay, he goes in. Hina. Oh, there's all the Hinas. Oh, pain. Alright guys, well that's going to wrap it up for this one. Don't forget to check in tomorrow where I will be uploading round 2 of Digimon Locals at AI Fest. And I will be recording again at Locals also tomorrow for the following week. But for now, you guys can enjoy tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday. So have fun with that, and I will check you guys in the next one. Peace.